Hello, everyone. Welcome to Utah Valley Magazine Live. I'm Jeanette Bennett here. I'm the founder and editor of Utah Valley Magazine, and we're in our 20th year. This summer, we'll celebrate our 20th anniversary of starting Utah Valley Magazine. And along the way, we've started other things such as Business Q, Utah Valley 360, lots of Pray to Homes magazines. And my favorite part of what I've been able to do the past 2 decades is interview fascinating people who make the world a better place, who help us laugh, sometimes help us cry, entertain us, teach us so much. And one of those people that I've interviewed along the way that I just have loved and have loved being friends with him and following him online as well is Hank Smith. And so today we're going to chat with Hank. He's been entertaining me on Twitter during this quarantine time, and I know many others of you are following him as well because I love following the comments and the reactions. So Hank, thanks for chatting with me today.
Absolutely. It's good to be with you, Jeanette. You look fantastic, right? If only I could look as good as you during quarantine time. My goodness.
No, brother. Well, yesterday I was not wearing mascara, so, today's a new day.
Yeah.
It's like an every other day thing.
Right.
So Hank, tell us about your life during quarantine. What are you doing? What does your day look like?
My life has been, my daily life has been really upended just because of the nature of what I was doing before. So I was a professor at BYU, and we went totally online within like 4 days and had to learn a new vocabulary and a new way of teaching. And students, went home or either went to quarantine in their apartments or dorms. And so I named my guest room upstairs. We call it BYU Upstairs. And that's where I go to work. I love the commute, but I miss the students. I miss, I miss the interaction with them. And then I was also a professional speaker. And so I think there was a one day there around about the time that the NBA canceled. I don't know if you remember what day that was, but
March 11th was the day that Rudy Gobert tested positive.
Yeah. So it was like the 11th, 12th, and 13th of March where I was almost, if it wasn't so like, oh no, it would just be laughable. How many events canceled, just boom, 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 one after the next, saying we're not going to hold this event. And pretty soon my calendar just cleared. And so I'm home now. So I spend a lot of time, I spend a lot of time on social media, and then I think my kids are a little weirded out that I'm here so much.
Yeah, so you're here on Sunday nights, and you're home with them. How has that been?
Right, yeah. We read a lot of Harry Potter. I read to my 3 youngest boys, and so we read Harry Potter every night. And they're like, "Can we do another chapter?" I'm like, sure.
Well, I hope the quarantine doesn't last through the whole 7 books.
Right, yeah, we'll see. We're on book 4 right now.
Oh, wow.
And I help with homework, which has been fun. We only had really bad tears once learning 7th grade math, but I calmed down and because I did not know. Like, that's not how you do it. I'm like, I promise you, this is how you do math, right? Dad, you don't know what you're doing. I'm like, okay, I'm done. So it's been a learning curve for everybody, but it's been, for the most part, I feel very thankful that there are people, like those essential workers, healthcare workers, and those that work in grocery stores and things that still have to go to work every day. And to me, that just is kind of a silent background hero, right? Even sanitation workers, right? People who pick up our garbage. I mean, they don't get to stay home. So I think I feel very thankful that I'm in the career I am, I guess.
I'm with you. I think that there have been a lot of people that I just noticed I appreciate more during this time.
Me too. Yeah.
And everybody does their role, like the healthcare workers you mentioned, grocery store workers, sanitation workers. I also feel like what you do, both as a professor and as a humorist,
yeah,
it's an important frontline responder kind of person we need during this pandemic.
I was interested in, I just started throwing a couple of funny comments, my wife or I would share with each other, and I threw them on Twitter, and they got such a strong reaction. Sorry, I should have turned off my old grandfather clock here.
No, it's good. We need something to remind us what time it is.
Yeah, I'm like, that was. So it got such a reaction that I started to do more, right? I thought, well, if that's really helping people, and then, I'd share them on my Instagram account, and then pretty soon people are saying, I can't tell you how much this is helping me, little, just instant message or whatever, just, hey, thank you so much for that. That really lightened my day. I was really having a hard day and it was fun to laugh again. So I thought, well, that's something I can do, right? If we all do something, what we can do, I can crack jokes. It doesn't feel very, doesn't feel all that like I'm doing anything, amazing, but I hope it's helped somebody along the
Well,
way.
it's definitely helped me. And I always wonder, how does he come up with this time after time after time? So I seriously want to know, do you carry a notepad around? Do people send you jokes and you kind of vet through them?
Yeah,
How does
I
this
think
work?
so. I have my wife Sarah is she has the most dry, funny sense of humor, right? Just little side comments that she makes, and so I take note of those. Same with my assistant. I have an assistant. Her name's Lisa Spice, and she and Sarah can go back and forth. So we have this little text thread between the three of us, and I just get to listen in and on what they are saying back and forth. And so I, kind of take what they say and switch it up to make it more, because they're just having a conversation with each other.
Mhm.
And then I'll switch it up and put it on into something that fits like a Twitter format. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a notepad, but I use my drafts, in Twitter, how you have those drafts. I'll just make a note of something. I'll be like, that's kind of funny. I wonder if that might make someone laugh. And I have a lot of swing and misses, right? Like, I'll swing and it's like, no, that wasn't fun. That wasn't as funny as you thought. So
So do you go back and delete those tweets or do you just leave them there?
occasionally, usually, sometimes I'll leave them there. Sometimes I'll go back and go, oh, I'll look at it, an hour later and go, I guess that wasn't quite as funny as I thought it was. So yeah, I'll delete that one occasionally, but
Do you
sometimes
have
I'll
one
leave.
do you have one you're super proud of? That you're like, this is the all-time funniest thing I've
Oh,
ever thought of?
oh goodness. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. I've had, dozens that I've just laughed really hard. Let me think about that for a second.
Okay.
I'm going to glance over at my account and I'm sure I'll think of one.
Okay. So let's just remind people, maybe someone who hasn't followed you, Twitter is a good place to find you, and
Yeah.
also Instagram.
Yeah, you know what's funny about Twitter is I was with one of my students one day. I was just teaching a class one day, and one of my students showed me on Twitter that another student in the class had tweeted about the class, and he was saying something just mean about the class. And I thought, oh, I didn't know that. So I jumped on, hurried and made an account, and replied to his tweet. And that's how my Twitter account started. It was just a random. I wanted to reply to this kid. But yeah, that's probably where, and then that's where they start, right? They start at Twitter, and then I move them over to Instagram and Facebook when, if I feel like, hey, that was pretty good. Twitter's more, Twitter can be more, what's the word? You can be a little bit more wild on Twitter than maybe you should be
The
on.
sassy factor is higher than.
Yeah, that's exactly the sassy factor. Let's see. I had a lot of fun with a few of these. I remember I wrote this one and I thought it was funny. I said, this is a crazy leap year. There's 29 days in February, 300 days in March, and now fast Sundays are 2 weeks apart. Just
That's a good one.
little things like that, just that make me laugh. And then occasionally, I like to throw in things that are more just, feel good, don't get discouraged type ideas. So I feel like I have two sides in there. I want to be one who is uplifting and one who's funny. So if you think I'm uplifting and funny, Jeanette, then.
And I do. I've been uplifted and I've definitely laughed. So you're the best follow on Twitter. I love it.
You're so nice. I love that. Thank you. That means a lot to me.
So the other side of your life, well, you have a few sides, right? You've got the Twitter fun side, you've got the professor, you've got the speaker. Let's talk professor for a second. I've got some kids in college, so I know what online school looks like from their perspective, which has been it's been good, it's been okay, but it's also been challenging and a little bit lonely not having that social factor. But
Absolutely.
I'm interested from your perspective, what some of the pluses and challenges have been.
So from a selfish point of view, it's fantastic because if I do a recorded lecture, I can get through all my material, right? Because one, I'm not asking anybody questions. There's no comments, and there's really no bell or no time. Like, so I can just keep going if I want and say, oh, sorry, I went a few minutes over there. And I'll say to them like, but you didn't have to walk to the building. So I'm going to take that time.
So give me 10 more minutes here.
Yeah. Hey, I got it. But I miss the students. I miss interacting with them, just chatting with them before and after class, seeing their faces. I miss, and you can do that on Zoom. I'll start teaching Zoom lessons for the rest of the winter semester. I just did recordings because it was, we were kind of in just panic mode. Like, how do we get this out there easiest way possible? But I think that probably for students, I would bet that they're just lonely. And the interaction that comes with being, I teach big classes, 200, 250 students, and the energy in the room is a lot of fun, right? And when that's gone, there's definitely the level of, I try to keep it up as much as I can when I'm on my own, but the level of excitement and, you crack a joke and it's silent in my room upstairs going, I hope somebody laughed at that.
Yeah. Come on, somebody text me right now and tell me you're laughing.
Somebody said that. Somebody tell me that was fantastic. Email me. And so, the students will email and say, thank you so much. I love that lecture, whatever, I missed class. But for the most part, I think that they've gone with the punches and figured things out. But I do think that there's a handful or more probably that it really affects your spirit, right? It affects it affects the way you just feel about life. Having that interaction with people, it gives a different perspective, just talking to other people. I remember, what did I say to my wife? I said, all the human interaction I've had outside of just our little family is the grocery store, and it was the computerized lady where she was like, there is an unaccounted for item in the basket. I'm like, no, there's not, right? Like, but it felt good to talk. Yeah, it felt good to talk to somebody else for a minute.
Oh, that's funny. What have you eaten more of during this quarantine time than you used to?
Cereal. I eat way too much cereal.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, I load up on cereals. At night I'm like, oh, let's have some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh, what else do we have here? So I've really I gotta lay off the cereal.
It's not bad. You're getting some dairy,
Yeah.
Good food group.
Yeah, I like to read the front where it tells me all the reasons it's good for me.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, not the side where I know it's not, just the front.
Yeah, where it's fortified with this and that.
Yeah, all essential vitamins, minerals, and
basically kale. It's basically kale.
Yeah, I can get past that. That's fine. Yeah.
Good. Well, good.
Yeah. Life is good. I think that we have to maintain a sense of optimism and perseverance, or else we might spiral, right? When we start to focus on all the losses and all the difficult things, like I think I told you before we started, I was supposed to be in Israel this week, guiding a tour. And if I think about that too long, Jeanette, it starts to hurt my heart. So it hurts my wallet, yes, but it hurts my heart because I love my job. I love what I do. And so I try not to focus on that too long. I try to think positively and say, well, we're going to make the best of this situation and not focus on what we can't do anything about. Right.
And that's a great perspective. And because we've all had significant loss, whether it's loss of social time, loss of income, loss of opportunity, loss of, real life classes, it's all been a loss. But I just want to thank you for lifting so many of us with your humor and with your thoughtful posts of we can make it another day. And it's really been helpful to me and several family members. In fact, we'll often start a conversation in our family like, did you see Hank's tweet?
Oh, that means a lot to me. And I'm going to keep doing it. Sometimes I think, oh, I wonder if people are getting tired of this. Right.
No,
and
they're not.
But I'm going to keep doing it because there might be someone out there who just needs that bit of a lift, and what a blessing it is. I was just thinking the other day, if you go back in the this is kind of an odd thing to say, but if you're going to be in a pandemic, 2020 is the best year to be in a pandemic, because look at the technology that we have, the way to share information, the way we can talk like this, right?
Mhm.
If you go back to the 1918 a pandemic of the swine flu, and they would give anything for the resources that we have right now to share information, to still talk. We can still have religious experiences. We can still have corporate experiences. We can still, a lot of us are still working hard from home. I just think if we focus on those blessings and I don't want to say lucky we are, but all the good things that we have in front of us, that we're able to continue a pretty,
It's really true.
portion of normal life.
And most people even have toilet paper too. And so
Right.
we're all okay. We're okay.
I still don't know what that was about. I'm gonna have to wait till the books come out long after it's over to tell us what happened there.
What was the toilet paper caper of 2020? Well, Hank, thanks for spending some time with us today. I just think you're awesome. And when we link this video up, we'll also share the link to the article that we did about you a few years ago in Utah Valley Magazine. That was fun.
That'd be a lot of fun. Thank you so much. And I hope that everyone who hears this just, decides they're going to make the best of a bad situation, right? That's all you can do. You got to say, hey, I'm going to figure this out, right? I love to tell my students, you are the creative power of your life. So you can't wait for someone else to figure things out. You've got to do it. Mm-hmm. Get moving. And you never know what incredible blessings we might see from such a, kind of like a phoenix rising from the ashes type thing. What incredible blessings we might see come from this, these last few months.
Mm-hmm. If nothing else, we've learned a lot about ourselves. And given us a chance to pause and catch up on sleep and walking or whatever, takeout.
Yeah, I try to support all my Utah County takeout. We
gotta do your part.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Someone's got to do it.
Those pioneers have no idea the hardships we're enduring.
That's so funny. Yeah, if we meet them in the next life and they say, "How hard was it?" I'll say, "Oh, I had to go out to eat. People prepared our food for us, and we had to get all the way out there and buy it.
And we had to drive to the restaurant in a climate-controlled car.
Couldn't even sit down inside, right?"
Oh, the hardships. Well, thank you, Hank. Enjoy the rest of your quarantine, and I hope you get back to Israel at some point with that trip you had planned.
Oh, me too. Thanks, Jeanette. And I hope that all the magazines and all the work you're doing, I wish you nothing but the best. Tons of success. I'm hoping for you.
Thank you, friend. Appreciate it. All right, you can find articles nearly every day at UtahValley360.com, including COVID-19 updates of Utah versus Corona. And spoiler alert, Utah wins. We all win. We're all going to beat this virus. And we're going to end this little segment with a meme from our Utah Valley Magazine art director, Dave Blackhurst. He's had a little time on his hands, and he's come up with a few little pieces of humor. Here's his latest work.
Yay.
Everybody stay 6 feet away, all right? All right. Good luck, everybody. We'll see you next time, and we'll see you on social media and UtahValley360.com. Thank you.